Good morning and welcome to a satisfying Saturday. Welcome, one and all, to our day 54 of our beautiful journey of transformation. At this point, before I start the Pixie programming, I need to thank you all for those of you who've registered for the retreat. Thank you for giving your timely action because on the 8th, Alona wishes to transfer the money as per as per the requirement by the hotel. The first 25% to block the rooms, the amount has to go in there. So yes, May is a peak season, so the sooner the better. You have the dates, you have the program, you have everything, but the registration is a little slower. I know we tend to pick up baad mein kar lenge. We'll keep procrastinating, we'll keep postponing. But in case you really wish to come, please deposit the money and block your room. At least then. Of course, later we may get rooms. Can't say because it's not a very big resort. You know how it is in Rishikesh. So yes, so thank you so much for that. And I wanted to ask you for a suggestion. Now that we're in the soul world, in spiritual world, you all, and even the evening batch, morning batch is doing a very intensive study about conscious mind, subconscious mind, and Dipali had this beautiful magical breakthrough a couple of days back where the callus was healed. Do you think it's a good idea to educate the evening batch in a very simple Hindi fashion in the morning about this? Because I have a very beautiful person lined up for our soul. Like, it should make us connect to our past, people who we've lost. So before that, you think it's a good idea to talk to them about the conscious subconscious mind as a specific session? That's something which I really want to ask you, and I would appreciate some response on the chat because I do have a person lined up, but I've kept her on a hold because I don't know why I thought. Yes, last time when Vasudha Bajoria came to speak to us about past life, she asked everyone about conscious subconscious mind, and people were like, "Ye kya hota hai?" They did not know about it. So you think touching that tomorrow on a Sunday session would be a better idea for the evening batch, at least because we are doing intensive study. Please let me know yeses and nos because from your perspective, I'd like to know because I have known about this for 12 years now. So about you, did you know about this or had you heard about this or did you know how it functions? Did this book become something that came something new? For how many days it will be? And no, no, no. Well, the Sunday sessions are only for 1 hour, 20 minutes. We always call a facilitator to talk to us about something. Like last time we had past life regression, Vajra Bajoria. Then we had switch words. Something new is discussed every Sunday. It's for 1.5 hours. So क्या एक brief में बताना चाहिए उनको क्या आप लोग को फायदा हुआ या ठीक है मतलब I just want to know. Rajni ji feels okay, but new, but nothing in the detail. So people knew about this, but did not know in detail. So I think tomorrow, rather than having a new facilitator who's again going to talk to us mind, because now I'm leaving everything on soul. The journey is progressing towards soul. So yes, okay, it was fabulous. Okay, Dipali. So let's take this cue and let's tomorrow address the evening batch and their family members about the power of the subconscious mind in gist, not like a detailed fashion the way we talk, but in a gist. It's always at 11 o'clock Indian Standard Time, Alifla. Every single Sunday we meet at 11 o'clock and we switch off at 12:30. That's how it's always been going. So yes, tomorrow will be about that then. All right. Oh, you haven't done this before. Oh, okay. Rina is saying that you hadn't done. All right. So thank you so much for thank you, Kirti. Yeah, it's good fun to educate everyone about something new that we learned. So yes, thank you so much. All right, then, without further ado, let's start the Pixie programming. Ritesh sir, today's a new day. We started with Ikigai. Magic book is over. And I hope that we'll invite magic in our life much, much more. So let's Pixie program. Welcome, Meg. Good to see you after Antaral, after a gap. I hope Akshay is doing fine. We all are winners. Left leg in the front, right in the back, and it will run. Yes, I'm a winner. We all are winners in this beautiful life of ours. Let's have the reader for the day. Ritesh sir, let's have the first chapter by Luke Cotino. Let's see what power fact has he got for all of us. Yes, Rajni, I agree that we are here to empower everyone. And when our evening the batchmates were lost about, congratulations, Anshul, for your anniversary. Which one is this? Thank you, Dr. Preeti. Congratulations on your anniversary. Ankita, Akshay, I hope you had a heartwarming day yesterday being the 5th. I think they've had a hangover. I can't see them. Congratulations, Anshul. Congratulations. So yesterday we had a beautiful talk about the power of the coffee. We talked about the bullet coffee or the keto coffee and how it actually helps us burn fat by simply inducing 1 spoon of virgin coconut oil to a coffee, and you actually convert it to elixir, an elixir that not only gives you energy but makes you lose weight. So how wonderful. And today we're talking about the power of waking up early every morning that we all are mastering. We are all waking up with a Brahma Muhurat, we're all catching up, we're all learning, but let's hear it from Luke's language. Fabulous. So Mehek, would you want to debut today to read for us? How wonderful. Thank you, sweetheart. Today I see you. Yes. Can you unmute yourself? I passed on the back to you. Yes. Lovely. Thank you for volunteering. Good to see you and good to see you volunteer. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Let's
so
read
much.
about power fact number 20.
Good morning, all. So, wake up early every morning. This lifestyle change requires you to build discipline, which can be tough, but is absolutely worth it. In a world where people struggle to finish everything and more in a day, usually exercise, sleep, meal times, and me time is compromised or sacrificed. Most of my clients have lost weight by changing the way they started there. Shall I continue?
Yes, please.
When you wake up early in the morning without compromising on your sleep, those 2-3 hours you get before the world makes up is magical. No ringing phones, no one talking to you, no distractions, unless you straight away log onto the social media. You're better off being in the bed then. You can get so much work done on invest that time. Just one second, there are a lot of chats coming in.
Guys, let's not pop up our chats. Let's hold on. People who live from mobiles, it's tough for them to read.
You can get so much work done or invest that time in you. You will have time to practice oil pulling, do yoga, pranayam, meditate, send emails, study, read, or whatever else you like. This is my favorite part of the day. You can use this time to plan your day in totality. Sit back, relax, and visualize. Try adding this habit to your lifestyle. You'll fall in love with it and automatically go to bed earlier. Strive for 7 to 8 hours of deep sleep and go to bed each night at a time that allows you to wake up before sunrise at a time when you can be alone in silence with yourself.
This is something I request everyone to start following. On the 12th of May, we officially get over with our session. But don't revert back to your old lifestyle of waking up later. This is now your practice. This is now your me time. Very beautifully, you've got in the system from 1 to 1 days to wake up in the morning and attend with your friends here at 5:30. So please continue waking up at that time. Use that time for me time. That's the time for you to create your life. The Brahma Muhurat is a time to manifest. The Brahma Muhurat is a time, the hour of creation, is a time for you to plan whatever you want in your life. So beautiful you can plan, so beautiful you can visualize. And that time when your need is kacha, when you've just woken up, when you're in the bed and you visualize, the results are magical. Then you can wake up, do your oil pulling in your regime, do your yoga, do your pranayams. And I promise you, in the next year, when you actually, if you meet up for retreat in April, you would have all lost age. You'd be you're looking younger, fresher, you'll be glowing, you'll be fitter. And that gift to yourself will be the most magical gift for yourself in 21 that you're giving to yourself. So, on this note, let's flip the book to our magical book of conscious subconscious mind, which is such a powerhouse. And every single day we learn something new. Has anybody tried any techniques till now? Mehak, oh, that's Mehak, yeah. Perfect. Perfect 50 today morning. So, how wonderful. If anybody has any sharings about techniques that you've tried, please don't forget to share over. Yeah, the passing over, you're trying. So if you have any breakthroughs, guys, please share because it gives the others a lot of motivation to try some techniques. I have been trying the passing over technique for a while now, and it's really amazing. Of course, thank you technique we all know from magic attitude of gratitude that it is powerful. Ritesh sir, are we reading the other book? Are we flipping it? So it's let's understand how important it is for us to get into our mind, to understand how the conscious and how the subconscious reacts, and use these beautiful practices as our practices for achieving what we want. It's lovely how people are doing it. It's lovely how few of us have breakthroughs. It's really, really amazing. One thing I want to try and tell you all just before you sleep off in the night, just before you sleep off, when you've hit the pillow of your bed, just tell your subconscious mind, I thank you and I request you for a deep sleep tonight. And you will be shocked to see if you're wearing smartwatches, whether it's iPhone iWatches or whether it's Fitbits or anything smart. When you see your sleep pattern in comparison to the previous night, it will be a dark blue. You would have actually slept so deep, woken up so fresh. It's really beautiful. So try that at least just to realize how powerful your subconscious mind is. Today is a beautiful chapter, and I think human beings love arguments because they want to prove their point. I am correct. So this is good for us. So let's understand the argumentative method in the voice of Mehak. Let's go for it.
The argumentative method. This method is just what the word implies. It stems from the procedure of Dr. Phineas Parkhurst Quimby of Maine. Dr. Quimby, a pioneer in mental and spiritual healing, lived in practice in Belfast, Maine, about 100 years ago. A book called the Quimby Manuscripts, published in 1921 by Thomas Y. Crowell Company, New York City, and edited by Horatio Dresser, is available in your library. This book gives newspaper accounts of this man's remarkable results in prayer treatment of the sick. Quimby duplicated many of the healing miracles recorded in the Bible. In brief, the argumentative method employed according to Quimby consists of spiritual reasoning, where you convince the patient and yourself that his sickness is due to his false belief, groundless fears, and negative patterns lodged in his subconscious mind. You reason it out clearly in your mind and convince your patient that a disease or ailment is due only to a distorted, twisted pattern of thought which has taken form in his body. This wrong belief in some external power and external causes has now externalized itself as sickness and can be changed by changing the thought patterns. You explain to the sick person that the basis of all healing is a change of belief. You also point out that the subconscious mind created the body and all its organs. Therefore, it knows how to heal it, can heal it, and is doing so now as we speak. You argue in the courtroom of your mind that a disease is a shadow of the mind based on disease soaked, morbid thought imagery.
So all of us have understood this very, very well about the power of healing of our body. We've talked in detail in Louise Hay's books. In the evening sessions, we've even done this book called You Can Heal Your Life. And in the morning sessions, I've introduced you to this book called Heal Your Body, again by Louise Hay. And we've seen that every disease that takes place in our body is because of our thoughts. So if you look at the reference pages in Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life, the first column is alphabetically listed of all the diseases that can ever come in a human body. The second line is about affirmations, is about the reason why we have it, how our thought processes and how that manifests as a disease. And the third column is always about the affirmation. So now what do? We argue with our subconscious and conscious mind, like a debate happening between them, and we tell them, this disease has come in our body because of our thoughts. Change your thoughts, change your life. That's how powerful thoughts are. If we have a wrong belief, that belief may manifest into some kind of a disease, some kind of an ailment. So let's understand the science. Let's understand that when you argue in the courtroom of your mind, and tell the mind that disease is just a shadow of our thinking. It's just a disease soaked, which has morbid thought imagery. So when you have a disease that's coming into your body, you've had morbid thoughts. You have seen the disease. You have heard of people. It's coming as imagery in your mind. And it's time to control and change the imagery. So that's how powerful it is. Let's read it further.
You continue to build up all the evidence you can muster on behalf of the healing power within, which created all the organs in the first place and which has a perfect pattern of every cell, nerve, and tissue within it. Then you render a verdict in the courthouse of your mind in favor of yourself or your patient. You liberate the sick one by faith and spiritual understanding. Your mental and spiritual evidence is overwhelming. There being but one mind, what you feel as true will be resurrected in the experience of the patient. This procedure is essentially the argumentative method used by Dr. Quimby of Maine from 1849 to 1869.
So this is something which you can heal the others with. My dear talkative Alona and Sailesh, I think you get very less of each other. Dear couple, hold on your horses, get back in the class. I love the love you guys have for each other. All the time like small little children. I feel like putting a chalk. Tuck. Sorry. So, all right. So what do? We continue to build up all the evidence we can ever muster up in the healing power, for the healing power that we have within us. And our entire body is saturated with the healing power, be it our muscles, be it our fiber, be it our tissues, be it our cells, whatever. We have the automatic healing power. When we think that we can heal somebody else, when we direct our healing towards somebody else and we say, this is what you got disease, you manifested it and now we're letting you heal. We are liberating the sick with our faith and knowing how spiritually our body functions. We understand this deep down. And then our mental and our spiritual evidence, which we have inside us, which of course is magical and overwhelming, when we direct this, and then what happens? The patient calls and says, you know what, I'm feeling so much better. And the patient does not even know that you are healing her or him. That's the power. All you have to do is just argue and say, yes, it is. And life just changes. Now let's talk about another interesting method. The absolute method is like modern sound wave therapy. I think none of us have heard of these beautiful methods ever before. And now every single morning, so many methods are coming our way. Whatever we are liking. Firstly, I request you once again, it's not too much to read. Please at least start reading in detail one method. Start reading, start analyzing, and start feeling. You know what the homework that I give each one of you is? When you read it, Implementation is very important, right? Where will you implement it? Think about it. Okay, this method, let me try here. This method, let me experiment here, and then see your breakthrough. We have to try until we succeed. Because when we do that, our healing power, our thinking power, our subconscious is complete in harmony with the way we are. Let's read about the absolute method.
The absolute method is like modern sound wave therapy. Many people throughout the world practice this form of prayer treatment with wonderful results. The person using the absolute method mentions the name of the patient, such as John Jones, then quietly and silently thinks of God and his qualities and attributes, such as God is all bliss, boundless love, infinite intelligence, all powerful, boundless wisdom, absolute harmony, indescribable beauty, and perfection. As he quietly thinks along these lines, he is lifted up in consciousness into a new spiritual wavelength, at which times he feels the infinite ocean of God's love is now dissolving everything, unlike itself in the mind and body of John Jones, for whom he is praying. He feels all the power and love of God are now focused on John Jones, and whatever is bothering or vexing him is now completely neutralized in the presence of the infinite ocean of life and love. The absolute method of prayer might be likened to the sound wave or the sonic therapy recently shown recently shown me by a distinguished physician in Los Angeles. He has an ultrasound wave machine which oscillates at a tremendous speed and sends sound waves to any area of the body to which it is directed. These sound waves can be controlled, and he told me of achieving remarkable results in dissolving arthritic calcareous deposits, as well as the healing and removal of other disturbing conditions. To the degree that we rise in consciousness by contemplating qualities and attributes of God, do we generate spiritual electronic waves of harmony, health, and peace. Many remarkable healings follow this technique of prayer.
This is an add-on to our prayer therapy. So now when we are following the prayer method, where we are saying we intertwine with the divine, we are Bhagwan's bacha, we know universe's child. So why is absolute word used? Because absolute oneness with the God. When you are in complete oneness and you're saying, I surrender to you. I surrender to you whatever there is. I feel there's bliss, there's boundless love, there's infinite intelligence, and there's all powerful, boundless wisdom. There's absolute harmony in me. There's indescribable beauty in me, and there's perfection. I'm your child. When I am in such a feeling zone, and when I surrender myself, and if I direct all the healing to that particular part of my body, which I want to heal, and I allow that energy to flow through me, I automatically heal. It's so beautiful because to the degree that we rise in consciousness by contemplating qualities and attributes of God, we are generating these beautiful electronic waves that heal us, that bless us with all that our heart desires, be that of harmony, of health, or peace. And this remarkable healing is absolutely magnificent. Try it sometime. But as I always say, whenever a technique works for you, please remember to consciously thank the technique. Today, if I am benefiting from absolute method or the prayer method or the argumentative method, I thank the person who came up with this method. Very important in life to have an attitude of gratitude. Whatever helps us, whoever helps us, whichever place helps us, we must thank the particular person, thing, or place. Because that's when we are in gratitude and that's when our journey can be up movement forward. Now, the power of this therapy would explain to you how a cripple started walking. Let's learn about this. Dr. Phineas Parkhurst is an absolute magical doctor, and Dr. Quimby has been used before also in our studies. Let's read about Dr. Quimby's analysis.
A cripple walks. Dr. Phineas Parkhurst Quimby, of whom we spoke previously in this chapter, used the absolute method in the latter years of his healing career. He was really the father of the psychosomatic medicine and the first psychoanalyst. He had the capacity to diagnose clairvoyantly the cause of the patient's trouble, pains, and aches. The following is a condensed account of the healing of a cripple as recorded in Quimby's manuscripts. Quimby was called on to visit a woman who was lame, aged, and bedridden. He states that her ailment was due to the fact that she was imprisoned by a crate so small and contracted that she could not stand upright and move about. She was living in the tomb of fear and ignorance. Furthermore, she was taking the Bible literally, and it frightened her. In this tomb, Quimby said, was the presence and power of God trying to burst the bands, break through the bonds, and rise from the dead.
I hope you're clear till now. Or do you want an explanation? Is this something that we're going through like a chapter? And that's all we're reading about this. Let's experience of Dr. Kimbe, how he's addressing somebody. So if there's any doubt, please let me know. Mehak, please continue.
When she would ask others for an explanation of some passage of the Bible, the answer would be a stone. Then she would hunger for the bread of life. Dr. Quimby diagnosed her case as a mind cloudy and stagnated due to excitation and fear, caused by the inability to see clearly the meaning of the passage of the Bible, which she had been reading. This showed itself in the body by a heavy and sluggish feeling, which would terminate as paralysis. At this point,
I hope you all have understood what's happening with that lady. She's got paralysis, she's sluggish, she's heavy. And this doctor, he's clairvoyant. He's told her just by looking at her what problem does she have in her body. Now let's go further.
At this point, Quimby asked her what was meant in the Bible verses. Yet a little while I am with you, and then I go unto him that sent me. Ye shall seek me, and shall not find me, and where I am, thither ye cannot come. John 7:33-34. She replied that it meant Jesus went to heaven. Quimby explained that what it really meant by telling her that being with her a little while meant his explanation of her symptoms, feelings, and their causes. That is, he had compassion and sympathy for her momentarily, but he could not remain in that mental state. The next step was to go to him that sent us, which, as Quimby pointed out, was the creative power of God in all of us. Quimby meant.
So we've all understood, one second. So in our subconscious mind, we have all the creative power. We are born with it. We've inherited this beautiful quality from time immemorial. Even our conscious mind is very creative. So now what is he telling her? That how you decipher, how you understand this particular verse from the Bible is very simple. That you're going to God, telling him he understands you only for a short time. But what you have to do is use a creative power that's within us, which is a gift from the God. And let's understand this further.
Quimby immediately traveled in his mind and contemplated the divine ideal, that is, the vitality, intelligence, harmony, and power of God functioning in the sick person. This is why he said to the woman, therefore, where I go, you cannot come, for you are in your narrow, restricted belief, and I am in health. This prayer and explanation produced an instantaneous sensation, and the change came over her mind. She walked without her crutches. Quimby said it was one of the most singular of all his healings. She was, as it were, dead to error, and to bring her to life or truth was to raise her from the dead. Quimby quoted the resurrection of Christ and applied it to her own Christ or health. This produced a powerful effect on her. She also explained to her that the truth which she accepted was the angel or idea which rolled away the stone of fear, ignorance, and superstition, thereby releasing the healing power of God, which made her whole.
Isn't this so beautiful? All he had to do was tell her that you have the divine within you. And if you want, you can change it. You have to get out of your narrow, restricted belief. And you have to tell yourself that I am in health, that I am healthy. And that lady who could not walk, she could not walk at all. Forget crutches. She started walking on her own. How does this happen? Simply by your belief, simply by your belief in maybe the almighty, maybe in yourself, maybe your subconscious mind. And this powerful effect can change the world. It can roll away the stone of your fear, your ignorance, your superstition. So we have these negative emotions in our body, and when we have them, and if we just don't address them, we're piling them up. It's like keeping a strong boulder on them, making them like inside you, stuck inside you. So that boulder was removed, that stone was removed, and the fear, the ignorance, superstition all vanished. And what was left was healthy, healed body, which made her whole. That's how powerful the power of your subconscious mind is. And that's how wonderful it is. Now let's read the last method for today, and that's decree method. Please go for it, Meg.
The decree method. Power goes into our word according to the feeling and faith behind it. When we realize the power that moves the world is moving on our behalf and is backing up our word, our confidence and assurance grow. You do not try and add power to power. Therefore, there must be no mental striving, coercion, force, or mental wrestling. A young girl used the decree method on a young man who was constantly phoning her, pressing her for dates, and meeting her at her place of business. She found it very difficult to get rid of him. She decreed as follows: I release unto God. He is in his true place at all times. I am free, and he is free. I now decree that my words go forth into infinite mind, and it brings it to pass. It is so, she said, and he vanished, and she has never seen him since, adding, it was as though the ground swallowed him up. Thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy ways. Job 22:28. Shall I
So how
continue?
wonderful. If you have pestering people, no, wait a minute. So if you have pestering people in your life, using the decree method, you can actually release yourself from their persistence, their interference in your life. All you have to do is release the person, say, I'm free, say, you are free, and now I don't want you in my life. So please go forth and just uh, go forth and just don't come back. Say it simply the way your body tells you to do it. And that person actually vanishes. So please realize that the power of the universe is within you. The power of subconscious mind has all the power to shake the boulders and to just knock it off. Now, it has a power to move the world. It has a power to move the world in a fashion where whatever you want can happen. It helps you increase your confidence. It helps you grow. It assures you that, look, I'm there for you. I am there. Come what may, just use me, try me. So you don't have to really try much in decree method. You have, and you don't have to be very subjective, very objective with the person either. Nothing. That person is pestering you, fine. Just use in your mind that affirmation, that feeling that I release. I release. The way you release an ailment in your body, you release the person and just let go. And voila, magic. So please try these methods and let's discuss them very soon. What who's had a breakthrough. It's very important. So lovely. Let's now analyze the entire chapter number 6 and understand what is the entire scientific truth about this particular chapter. Please go forward.
Serve yourself with scientific truth. Number one, be a mental engineer. and use tried and proven techniques in building a grander and greater life. Number 2, your desire is a prayer. Picture the fulfillment of your desire now and feel its reality, and you will experience the joy of the answered prayer. Number 3, desire to accomplish things the easy way with the sure aid of mental science. Number 4, you can build radiant health, success, and happiness by the thoughts you think in the hidden studio of your mind. Pritesh, sir? Number 5, experiment scientifically until you personally prove, and there is always a direct response from the infinite intelligence of your subconscious mind to your conscious thinking. Number 6, feel the joy and restfulness in foreseeing the certain accomplishment of your desire. Any mental picture which you have in your mind is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence for things not seen. Number 7, a mental picture is worth 1,000 words. Your subconscious will bring to pass any picture held in the mind, backed by faith. Number 8, avoid all effort or mental coercion in prayer. Get into a sleepy, drowsy state and lull yourself to sleep, feeling and knowing that your prayer is answered. Number 9, remember that the thankful heart is always close to the riches of the universe. Number 10, to affirm is to state that it is so. And as you maintain this attitude of mind is true, regardless of all evidence to the contrary, you will receive an answer to your prayer. Number 11, generate electronic waves of harmony, health, and peace by thinking of the love and the glory of God. Number 12, what you decree and feel as true will come to pass. Decree harmony, health, peace, and abundance.
Thank you. So let's understand what is happening. Firstly, our intention is very clear. We have to intend something. Then we have to be in harmony with our heart. We have to think the feeling. We have to make a mental picture, because a mental picture is worth 1,000 words. When you feel the joy, when you feel rested, when you feel the excitement in seeing the whatever you want to accomplish in the future, when you feel that thrill, that's when you are able to imagine it. You're able to live it in the future as if you're living it now. And then your infinite intelligence of your subconscious mind comes to play on your conscious thinking. Together, they are in complete harmony, whichever method you wish to use. Firstly, your mind is wise. You've gone through this. You may not realize right now that all that you've heard is actually gone inside your subconscious mind. So now your subconscious mind is like the three wise men. Have you ever seen the Chinese three wise men? So imagine that those three wise men are staying inside your universe, your subconscious mind. Ask the power of your subconscious mind to guide you that which method am I supposed to use for this particular thing. Firstly, you've analyzed it on a paper. Okay, these are the methods. This is where I can use. Then ask the power of subconscious mind. Okay, which one shall I use? And then remember to use it. Always remember to thank, because a thankful heart is always close to riches of the universe. The more thankful you are, the richer you are in your life, in your lessons, in your learnings, in your teachings, in your adaptation, whatever you want to adapt to. So remember, whatever you want, all you have to do is affirm in your mind that whatever I'm doing right now is true. No matter what happens, I will have a breakthrough and your prayers will be answered very beautifully. So, whatever you want, you can create, whether it is health, happiness, joy, abundance, prosperity, whatever you want, you can create. This has been a very powerful chapter, and this chapter is a go to chapter for many of us. We must understand the science behind it. We must rationally analyze it, and we must bring it fruition by inviting the magic in our life. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Ritesh sir, for showcasing this book, and thank you, Meg, for reading it. So is it okay to go on to Ikigai first and then move on to Heart Thought, if that's okay in your chronology? So if possible, let's move on to Ikigai. It's an absolutely beautiful, book, very self-explanatory, very simple, very logical, something that you all will love because it's such a simple science and yet it's so powerful. What is Ikigai? Ikigai is a word which is originating from Japan. It is a secret by the Japanese for living a long life of purpose, a long life where you're happy. When you wake up to happiness in the morning and you say, thank you, yes, in my life I have a purpose. Okay, let's understand. So, Meg, I will need you to read it later, but let me explain the book. It's definitely an international bestseller. It's definitely very, very beautiful. It's been authored by Hector Garcia and Francesca Miralles, and they have together discovered this Japanese secret for a long and a healthy life. So now divide into four parts. We will talk about this as the book unfolds. So the top part, if you see Ikigai is in the center, and it's got four directions. So north, south, east, west is what we have in life, the main directions. Similarly, your life has four directions. One is your passion, whatever you love. One is your mission, what you're wanting to make out of that. One is your profession, whatever professionally you're doing. One is your vocation, whatever you really like to do. Together, what you love, what you're good at, what you can get paid for, and what the world needs. If you address these four composites, if you create your life on these, there is absolutely no question that not only will your life be long, but your life will be fruitful, meaningful, and will have a purpose. So now let's read about it. The people of Japan believe that everyone has an ikigai. What is ikigai? A reason to jump out of bed every morning and say, yeah, I'm going to do it. That excitement, the thrill. Inspiring and comforting, this book will give you the life changing tools to uncover your personal ikigai. It will show you how to leave urgency behind, find your purpose, nurture friendships, and throw yourself into your passions. It will help you bring meaning and joy to your life every single day with your ikigai. It's really a gorgeous book, and let's read about this. Let's flip the page. I can tell you, Ikigai is something which most of us do not know, which most of us have not been taught. And even at whatever age you're in, whether you're in your 30s, 20s, until 70, 80, 90, whatever, very few people realize their life's purpose. Let's turn the page. So then this book has been published by the Penguin Random House in UK. Obviously, we can't use any part of it at all. If we ever use a part of it, we must, use the reference book Ikigai. That's how it is. So for my brother Eta, who said to me more often than anyone else, I don't know what to do with my life. Hector Garcia's very first concept came here because her brother Ita was completely lost. He had no clue. Then how did Francesca Miralles join the program? For all my past, present, and future friends, for being my home and my motivation along the way. This is how she wanted to address hundreds and millions of all of us, and she has managed. So let's read about this further. So only staying active will make you want to live 100 years. So, if you're lethargic, if you're fatigued, if you're lying down, if you have no purpose, you're not enjoying your life, you'll be a couch potato. But if you're really active, you're at it, there's a reason why we say do 50 steps a day, do 50 steps an hour. What does that mean? It says just be active. It's not like you work out for an hour and a half and then the entire day you're stationary. No, being active will make you live 100 years. And that's a beautiful Japanese proverb. Let's turn the page. And very soon we'll go through these chapters one by one. What are the contents of this book? So, Ikigai is a mysterious word. Of course, we will understand this word. The art of staying young while growing old. Isn't it lovely? So, people who are a little older in a group, now you are going to get younger. So, good news, you're reversing back now. So, if you're 60, you're going to live 50 and then 40 and then 30 and maybe younger than, the youngest in the group. So, anti aging secrets will come your way. Little things that add up to a long and happy life. These beautiful mantras will come your way. Now, this logotherapy you may not know, but when you realize it, you'll love it. So, from logotherapy to Ikigai, how to live longer and better by finding our life's purpose. Fourth, find flow in everything you do. We always say, right? Flow with life, flow with life. This is how you're going to realize in this chapter how to turn work and free time into spaces for growth. This book has really been helpful, instrumental for me to find my purpose and to actually grow. I can thank these authors so much. It's going to be very less. So the fifth is the most important, Masters of Longevity. Words of wisdom from the longest living people in the world. And it's really beautiful. Let's turn the page. Then the Japanese Sanitarians. So who are Sanitarians? People who live beyond 100 are called Sanitarians. So lessons from Japanese Sanitarians, their traditions, their proverbs that they use for happiness and their long life. Now, Ikigai diet. It's very interesting. What the world's longest living people eat and drink. This is going to be really beautiful. Then the gentle movements for longer life, exercises from the East that promote health and our long life. Resilience and wabi sabi. How do we face life challenges without letting the word stress worry us and age us? So, no more stress. Isn't it lovely that how we're going to change as people? Finally, the epilogue, the Ikigai, the art of living. And then there's some notes, there's some suggestions for us further reading. And that's what the book is all about. Let's flip and start this life with this magical book of Ikigai, which is a mysterious world. Over to you, Mehak.
Ikigai, a mysterious word. This book first came into being on a rainy night in Tokyo when its authors sat down together for the first time in one of the city's tiny bars. We had read each other's work, but had never met, thanks to the thousand of miles that separate Barcelona from the capital of Japan. And then a mutual acquaintance put us in touch, launching a friendship that led to this project and seems destined to last a lifetime. The next time we got together, a year later, we strolled through a park in downtown Tokyo and ended up talking about trends in Western psychology, specifically logotherapy, which helps people find their purpose in life. We remarked that Viktor Frankl's logotherapy had gone out of fashion among practicing therapists who favored other schools of psychology, though people will still search for meaning in what they do and how they live. We ask ourselves things like, what is the meaning of my life? Is the point just to live longer, or should I seek a higher purpose? Why do some people know what they want and have a passion for life, while others languish in confusion? At some point in our conversation, the mysterious word ikigai came up. Should I continue?
Yes, please. I think it's very clear. Anytime anyone has any worry, please use the chat box. I'm going to rephrase it and make it clearer if it's not clear. Please continue.
This Japanese concept, which translates roughly as the happiness of always being busy, is like logotherapy, but it goes a step beyond. It also seems to be one way of explaining the extraordinary longevity of the Japanese, especially on the island of Okinawa, where there are 24.55 people over the age of 100 for every 1 lakh inhabitants, far more than the global average. Those who study why the inhabitants of this island in the south of Japan live longer than people anywhere else in the world believe that one of the keys, in addition to a healthful diet, a simple life in the outdoors, green tea, and subtropical climate. Its average temperature is like that of Hawaii, is the ikigai that shapes their lives.
Isn't
While
it amazing to
research
read that on every one? Yeah, 1 second. So, isn't it amazing to understand that on every lakh people, there are 25 people who live above 100? Isn't that amazing? How many people do we know in India, even though we are a crore and 35, 135 crore people in India who live beyond 100? So imagine how beautiful this life is, how beautiful they're living longer and a very happy life. Let's read this further.
While researching this concept, we discovered that not a single book in the fields of psychology or personal development is dedicated to bringing this philosophy to the West. Is Ikigai the reason there are more centenarians in Okinawa than anywhere else? How does it inspire people to stay active until the very end? What is the secret to a long and happy life? As we explored the matter further, we discovered that one place in particular, Ogimi, a rural town on the north end of the island with a population of 3,000, boasts the highest life expectancy in the world, a fact that has earned it the nickname the village of longevity. Okinawa is where most of Japan's shikuwasa, a lime-like fruit that packs an extraordinary antioxidant punch, comes from. Could that be Ogimi's secret to long life? Or is it the purity of the water used to brew its moringa tea? We decided to go study the secrets of the Japanese centenarians in person. After a year of preliminary research, we arrived in the village, where residents speak an ancient dialect and practice an animist religion that features long haired forest sprites called Bunagaya, with the cameras and recording devices in hand. As soon as we arrived, we could sense the incredible friendliness of its residents, who laughed and joked incessantly amid lush green hills fed by crystalline waters.
So I don't know if you realize the similarity between them and the Tahitian culture. This is what is happening when people are laughing, when people are joking, when people are incessantly having fun. That's when life really span goes up. So it's always good to crack those jokes, feel fun, live life beautifully. Let's read further.
As we conducted our interviews with the eldest residents of the town, we realized that something far more powerful than just these natural resources was at work. An uncommon joy flows from its inhabitants and guides them through the long and pleasurable journey of their lives. Again, the mysterious Ikigai. But what is it exactly? How do you get it? It never ceased to surprise us that this haven of nearly eternal life was located precisely in Okinawa, where 200,000 innocent lives were lost at the end of World War II. Rather than harbor animosity towards outsiders, however, Okinawans live by the principle of Ichiriba Chod, a local expression that means treat everyone like a brother, even if you have never met them before. It turns out that one of the secrets to happiness of Ogimi's residents is feeling like part of a community. From an early age, they practice yuimaru or teamwork, and so are used to helping one another. Nurturing friendships, eating light, getting enough rest, and doing regular moderate exercise are all part of the equation of good health. But at the heart of the joy de vivre that inspires the centenarians to keep celebrating birthdays and cherishing each new day is their ikigai. The purpose of this book is to bring the secrets of Japan's centenarians to you and give you tools to find your own ikigai. Because those who discover their ikigai have everything they need for a long and joyful journey throughout life. Happy travels. Hector Garcia and Francis Morales.
So it's so important to keep celebrating life. It's so important to make a community of your loved ones, to find that they support you in whatever situation that comes. You will read about this more in the further chapter, which I think it's time to read now. And the chapter is beautiful. It's called The Art of Staying Young While Growing Old. Let's turn the page, Ritesh, sir. So, yes, this is the art of staying young while growing old. Let's turn the page further. Yes, please read.
What is your reason for being? According to the Japanese, everyone has an ikigai, what a French philosopher might call a raison d'etre. Some people have found their ikigai, while others are still looking, though they carry it within them. Our ikigai is hidden deep inside each of us, and finding it requires a patient search. According to those born on Okinawa, the island with the most centenarians in the world, our Ikigai is the reason we get up in the morning.
So again, we have this beautiful diagram in front of us. What we want, what we love, what are we good at, what the world needs, and what we can get paid for. Obviously, it's very important, right, to have some kind of money coming our way, and we have to understand that what are we good at, what is our iconic quality, what are we loving, and what does the world need, and they will pay for it. So similarly, our passion, our mission, our vocation, and profession are taken care of, and thereafter we will find our ikigai. This diagram is done by Mark Wynn, and let's thank him and let's move further.
Whatever you do, don't retire. Having a clearly defined Ikigai brings satisfaction, happiness, and meaning to our lives. The purpose of this book is to help you find yours and to share insight from Japanese philosophy on the lasting health of body, mind, and spirit. One surprising thing you notice living in Japan is how active people remain after they retire. In fact, many Japanese people never really retire. They keep doing what they love for as long as their health allows. There is, in fact, no word in Japanese that means retire in the sense of leaving the workforce for good, as in English. According to Dan Buettner, a National Geographic reporter who knows the country well, having a purpose in life is so important in Japanese culture that our idea of retirement simply doesn't exist there.
So now, at least this one-to-one Sangha, we're not retiring ever. We're going to have fun, we're going to live life long, but we will never say that we retire. Because what is retire? You don't want to sit in an old chair and just read a newspaper, have a cup of tea, and do nothing with life. We want to live with passion, excitement, even till the end days, right? Till the last day, live life as if you never lived before. So, yes, we're going to be gearing up. Yes, 1 to 1 year is minimum. For me, it's only 1 to 1. It's neither less, it's no more. I'm very happy with that. And that's going to be 2100. So I'm very clear on that, very, very clear. So yes, so let's, without further talking about retirement, let's understand how do we remain eternally youth. This island which is there, which is also called the island longevity. Let's understand how this goes about. Let's understand the science. Let's read about it.
The island of almost eternal youth. Certain longevity studies suggest that a strong sense of community and a clearly defined ikigai are just as important as the famously healthful Japanese diet, perhaps even more so. Recent medical studies of centenarians from Okinawa and the other so called blue zones, the geographic regions where people live longest, provide a number of interesting facts about these extraordinary human beings. Not only do they live much longer than the rest of the world's population, they also suffer from fewer chronic disease illnesses such as cancer and heart disease. Inflammatory disorders are also less common. Many of these centenarians enjoy enviable levels of vitality and health that would be unthinkable for people of advanced age elsewhere. Their blood tests reveal fewer free radicals, which are responsible for cellular aging, as a result of drinking tea and eating until their stomachs are only 80% full. Women experience more moderate symptoms during menopause, and both men and women maintain higher levels of sexual hormones until much later in life. The rate of dementia is well below the global average.
So all these other advantages, when we are going to be youthful, we will not have medical worries at all. Why? Because we are absolutely inclined towards living a healthier, longer lives. Now, how's Ikigai written? The characters in Japanese script in their way of writing. In Japanese, Ikigai is written as the way it is, combining Iki and Gai, which means life, which means to be worthwhile. Now, this further can be broken down into the characters, which means armor, that is number one, and to be the first, to head into battle, taking initiative as a leader, and which also means beautiful and elegant. So, what are we doing? We're going to be the number one. We're going to give our life the first priority. We're going to have a beautiful life. We're going to have an elegant life. And our life will definitely be worthwhile. And that's how Ikigai was formed. Let's just read this last 4 lines for us, Mehek, before the day closes.
Though we'll consider each of these findings over the course of the book, research clearly indicates that the Okinawans' focus on Ikigai gives a sense of purpose to each and every day and plays an important role in their health and longevity.
So thank you so much, Mehek, for reading so beautifully for us, and not just 1, 2, 3, but we had 3 books that you read. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and you were flawless, amazing. I loved your expressions, and you were mind-boggling. So thank you so much. God bless. So, with these gorgeous books that are coming our way, which is teaching us our life's purpose, our sense of purpose, and which are playing such an important role in us growing up, I am very, very sure that health is something we will all embrace with a lot of vitality, because we know that health is wealth. So it's so lovely how the world is unfolding amongst us and how beautifully things are happening. So Kirti is talking about some, again, numerology science. Okay, let's, Sanjay sir, Ritesh sir, let's have this. The day is over for reading. So she says day 54, 6, 3, 5, 1, 21, power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My God, सब number के ज्ञान gurus बन रहे हैं. Kirti is anyways into numbers. Today she's saying that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Day 54. Okay, great. So thank you for this observation. Yes, life is moving on. We are definitely progressing. And I'm very, very happy that our Sangh is getting more powerful. Yes, and Deepika had a very beautiful sharing with me. Deepika, would you want to share right now before we close the day? Would you want to raise your hand? And I just thought that it's so lovely how people are healing. All right. So I've asked you to, yes. Please unmute yourself, Deepika. I've passed on to you. Ritesh sir, am I? Yes, Deepika. Please.
गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन।
Good morning.
मुझे एक बात बतानी थी कि जब हमने स्टार्ट किया था 1 to 1 की जर्नी, तभी 2-3 दिन के बाद मेरी मम्मी को कैंसर डिटेक्ट हुआ था। तो तब मैंने सोचा कि जब ये जो रेडिएशन कीमो का डॉक्टर ने बताया, 3 दिन करने के लिए बताया था कीमो का, और 10 दिन का रेडिएशन बताया था। तो मैंने वो स्टार्ट कर दिया, मेरी सिस्टर है उनके साथ। तो मैंने सोचा कि ये जो ट्रीटमेंट है वो अभी बॉडी पर होगी, तो उनके माइंड पे जो है रिजेंटमेंट है वो तो दोबारा भी आ सकता है, क्योंकि ये दूसरी बार उनको हुआ है, 3 साल पहले भी उनको हुआ था। तो मैंने प्राची मैम से बात की। प्राची मैम ने मुझे मुख्तार रस्तगी मैम से बात करवाई। तो मुख्तार रस्तगी मैम का सेशन वो फॉलो करती है रोज, 1 महीने में 1 बार। तो अभी वो बहुत हैप्पी है। उनको कीमो के बाद जो होता है नॉर्मली लोगों को कि बॉडी पेन होना, वोमिटिंग होना, वैसा कुछ नहीं होता। उसको बहुत हैप्पी रहती है, उसको कोई दर्द नहीं होता, बहुत पॉजिटिव, ऑलवेज स्माइलिंग रहती है। और मैं जब भी उनको तरफ देखती हूँ तो बहुत ही स्माइलिंग पॉजिटिव सा फेस रहता है उनका। उनको जो मैं बहुत खुश हूँ। और एक बार क्या हुआ कि मैंने उनको बताया था कि मेरी सैलरी इंक्रीज हो गई है। तो उनका फर्स्ट वर्ड था कि थैंक यू वर्ड था। तो उनके माइंड में उनको कुछ नहीं पता था पहले ग्रेटिट्यूड क्या होता है, सब कुछ नहीं पता था। तो मैंने आपके सेशंस उनको देखने के लिए सेंड करती थी, मुक्ता मैडम के सेशंस में फॉलो करती है। तो उनको अब सब कुछ पता चल गया है कि ग्रेटिट्यूड क्या होता है। वो उसको इतना फॉलो करती है कि उनके माइंड में बैठ गया है। तो उन्होंने जब मैंने बोला कि सैलरी इंक्रीज हुई है, तो मेरी मम्मा ने सडनली बोल दिया कि थैंक यू वर्ड बोल दिया। तो मुझे
थैंक यू
बहुत अच्छा लगा।
So Deepika is thank you, Deepika. Anything else? Okay. So this is a testimony how we can invite gratitude in our life and how gratitude changes everything. Subconsciously, when we tell ourselves that everything is surmountable, we can create magic in our life. So yes, so more power to everyone. Keep introducing people to this magical world, whether with me or whether with anyone. Introduce them to the book of magic. If they don't want to come for sessions, give them this book. The least you can do yourselves a favor is give mirror work as gift and give magic as gifts, because they are really beautiful. So thank you, Deepika, for sharing and inviting
Thank
your
you,
mother
ma'am.
to this wonderful world and making us believe in active gratitude. So thank you so much.
Thank you so
So
much.
great. All right. So Shilpa Singh Hananji is 92, still very active, goes to office every day, goes for his walk every morning, meets his friends, prefers walking instead of car, even 2 3 kilometers. He's not eaten wheat in 20 years. Oh, more power to him. Our first super sanitarian coming our way in our group. So fantastic. It was lovely to see that all of us are evolving. And of course, Mehak was wonderful, undoubtedly. And now let's meditate. Yes. I may have forgotten the beautiful day. And today, Nisha Shah will read for us. Nisha, would you please raise your hand? Yateshta, can you please unmute Nisha Shah, because I can't find her. She hasn't raised her hand. So people, it's a request to you. Please raise your hands well in time, not at the last minute. Thank you. This may receive like a half a minute. Nisha, I've asked to unmute you. Please unmute. So until Nisha is coming online, again, today's chapter is about healing hands. Nisha, okay.
I'm audible, ma'am.
So every illness holds a lesson for us. Yes, you're all. Every illness holds a lesson for us to learn. If we are sick, please remember we have to count 10 blessings and we have to realize that why has this come to our life? That's something for us to remember. My hands are powerful healing tools too. Lovely. So Nisha, please go forward.
The laying on of hands is normal and natural. It is a very ancient process. You know that if your body hurts, the first thing you do is place your hand over the spot to make it feel better. So allow yourself to give energy to yourself. Take a deep breath and release tension or fear or anger or pain, and let the love flow from your heart. Let your heart open so you can receive the love that is coming into your body. Your body knows exactly what to do with this healing energy and how to use it. See the light of love coming from your heart, a beautiful light. Let that love coming rolling from your heart through your arms and into your hands. The light, the light penetrates your very being with compassion, understanding, and caring. See yourself as whole and healed. Your hands are powerful. You deserve love. You deserve to be peace. You deserve to feel safe. You deserve to be cared for. Allow yourself to receive, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Nisha, for this magical reading. Thank you so much for volunteering to read. So now even your debut has been very successful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we've all realized that our love can flow from our heart. That's what we do every day when we invite the love, the blessings, and we wish everyone, right? So our heart is beautiful. A light of love comes from our heart and into our arms, and then we allow people to get blessed. And that's what is happening every single morning. When we realize that we are compassionate, we are understanding, we're caring, and that's when we see ourselves as healed. So even we can heal ourselves. You can put our arms here and heal ourselves. You can even body scan and read ourselves. So that's the power, because we deserve to be safe, we deserve to feel loved, we deserve to feel cared. So thank you, thank you, thank you everyone for this magical morning. And now let's meditate, a short meditation today, but yes, let's do it. And yes, people who want to log off because they've got their offices in all schools, please go forward. Let's settle down. Eyes closed, back straight, feet firmly placed on the ground or cross-legged. Let's breathe deep. Hold and release. Once more, breathe deep. Hold. And exhale. The last time for this morning. Inhale. Hold. And exhale. Life is wonderful. Life is beautiful. Life is magical. And life is a celebration of love, light, and abundance. The more we enter our spiritual world, the more the magic of this beautiful world unfolds, page by page, enriching us with new life lessons. We have the power to heal. We have healing energy. We can heal ourselves and our loved ones, and even the people we don't know. We have so many techniques to fall back on, to learn from, to try them, to unleash the healer in us, to empower the healer in us, to make him or her much more sound, practical, energetic, and compassionate. The more we heal, the better we get. The more we learn, the more intelligent we become. The more we learn, the wiser we get. Let's learn to live our life with a passion, with our mission, with our vocation, with our purpose. Let's all find Ikigai. Let's tell ourselves that we are the creators. We are the magic makers. We are power. And whatever we decide comes true so easily because we are in the right spiritual space. All we have to do is knock and the door opens so easily. And we walk through in a world of discovery, discovering life, discovering love, and discovering our light, body, and soul. Our mind is evolving every day. We are enjoying the power of our subconscious mind, for we are intertwining it every day. Our conscious mind is getting more positive. We are more in the world of affirmations. Whatever negativity comes our way, now we can tackle it so easily by simply switching our mood. We move on so easily, just like butter. We are flowing with life. We are rejoicing, loving, and we are celebrating our life. We have a vibrancy, we speak well, we talk well, we express well. We are growing every single day. And so it is, so it is, so it is. Let's thank Mother Earth for her life lessons, for her energy, for parenting us so beautifully. Because she is giving us nutritious food, thoughts, energy, and nutrients which are coming to us from our invisible roots that are grounded, that are linked with her. Feel the grounding from your feet and Mother Earth. Feel yourself getting sturdier, stronger. We, namely a tree, are growing stronger, new branches, new leaves. And we are going to become that big tree which can give shade to anyone who wants to come. Because ultimately our life will have a passion of what people need. We will give out a savor as well. So let's evolve as those people and thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's look up at the eye level and thank our life lessons, our life experiences for all things wonderful. We understand day by day how important everything is for us, the good and the bad, and we embrace it wholeheartedly. Thank you, dear life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's look up at the universe above and thank it. We know we have our backs, Dear Cosmos, dear Divinity, dear angels and guardians, thank you for guarding us. Thank you for guiding us. Thank you for hovering around us, protecting us. We know we are safe and protected. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's hold the hand in front of our heart and now thank our subconscious mind for whatever we give it, information from a conscious mind, all comes true. We all are releasing the excess weight so easily every day, coming to our optimum best weight. We all releasing all the fears, all the negative emotions so easily, leaving us enriched with only positive thoughts. Thank you, dear brain. You're truly a magician. You're truly a masterpiece. And we're living this energy between the conscious and the subconscious. And let's energize it with our hands by rubbing them together, feeling the energy, and then energize your conscious and your subconscious mind. Our beautiful brain, our scalp, our hair, our forehead, eyebrows, eyelashes, eyes, jawline, cheekbones, nose, upper lip, lower lip, teeth, lips, our tongue, our saliva, our ears, our neck, our foot pipe, our shoulders, our arms, upper and lower, our hands, thumb, fingers, knees, our upper back, our middle back, our spinal cord, our lower back, our hips, our lungs, our heart, our liver, our stomach, kidneys, gallbladder, uterus, if any, intestines, sexual organs, excretory systems, our thighs, upper and lower, our knees, our calves, front and back, our ankles, finally our toe fingers and nails. Let's come back up, hand in front of our heart, and thank our body for the trillions of cells in our body, our muscles, tissues, fiber, blood circulation system, and skin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now the magical moment. Let's invite that abundance of love, the blessings from our heart, the blessings of coming, the blessings where all dreams come true, of our Sangha Mitras. Bless each one with love, light, truth and abundance. Mehek, Shraddha, Alona and Sailesh, Nisha, Kiranmay, Ayushi, Preeti, Sneha, Radhika, Prima, Kirti, Shilpa, Raviji, Najmi, Payal, Neha, Archana, Pramila, Dipali, Shweta, Sangeeta, Sushmaji, Shalu, Sangeeta, Ashima, Poonam, Rupal, Dipali, Mudita, Anika, Meenakshi, Monish, Deepika, Shelly, Sunita, Kavita, Sapna, Ritesha, Arushi, Pratimaji, Puneet, everyone who's logged on, Kainat. Thank you for this magical morning. Thank you for taking a stand for your life and inviting the magic in your lives. It's really powerful to see that all of us are really evolving every single day in a very positive direction. And I'm so grateful to each one of you. Yes, the way Mehek read it was beautiful, very interesting. She's amazing. Thank you for finding this book magical. I'm glad you're liking it. So, Atma Namaste Rupal. Thank you for your thank yous. And we shall meet each other same time, same place tomorrow. Lots of love, light, and abundance. Until then, thank you. You will not miss the one-to-one day sessions, my dear Preeti, because you'll be so empowered with the Ikigai that you will be having magical mornings of creation. So yes, your life is going to change and we'll be here as testimony for each other. So thank you, Ritesh sir, for your magical mornings. Thank you, Sanjay sir, for the assignments, Amrita for the follow-up, and thank you. See you.